What's up, everyone? It's Salman Qureshi. You're listening to the Expat Brat podcast, and we are podcasting like there's no tomorrow. Well, when I say we, I mean me, and by me, I mean me. Yeah, and it's great because it's really getting me back into the flow of things for the year. You know, the podcasting thing really helps me to get focused for some reason on things I do. I think it's a bit like going to the gym. And if you become disciplined in something like that, like a hobby, a habit, it it just grows because it just makes you it forces you to organize everything else so that you have time to do this, or you start building things in, and yeah, you just get more organized and more focused about everything in general, which is great. Yeah. How have you guys been? I ask because I don't really know, and will probably not find out for most of you. If you're listening to this podcast and you have never left a comment or suggestion, then I am about to shame you. Here it goes. Shame. All right. You've been shamed. I want you guys to reach out a bit more and talk to me, because sometimes a lot of people come up to me and say, "Hey, that podcast is great. I listened to it," or "This was my favorite episode," and I'm like, why does no one? It's such an interesting thing to me. Is it just my podcast? Because I'm sure other podcasts get comments, but the podcasting system isn't built for people commenting much. I guess because most of you are listening to this while driving, right? You should be watching the road, honestly. But listening to something like this is also good. So keep listening. And what I mean by all that is, comparing to social media in general, and I don't know if podcasts would be considered social media anyway, but social media people love to comment. If I put up something on YouTube, comment, 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 and podcast doesn't get that. However, I am trying to build some segments, and part of that requires me to get some feedback, questions from you guys. I suppose I'll start posting those on Instagram so that everyone who listens and is on there can send me ideas or questions or suggestions, and stop hoping for comments on the Apple podcast and everywhere else this is listed. I guess that's just the nature of podcasting. Anyway, that's me being nice. I haven't been nice this weekend much. I went to this beach resort, a Hilton, a 5-star Hilton, right? And with my wife and kid. And I honestly, I just, I love staying at these things. It was a great opportunity. My wife had some work, so we took the kid along. It was gonna, it just made sense to just stay overnight, have a chilled out time. And most of it it's just that I got really stuck on something. See, I went to breakfast, right? And this is totally going to sound, no matter how I put it, this is going to sound like I'm the, I'm the a-hole in the situation. And unfortunately, maybe I am, I don't know. But I go in, and the person at the door just says, a big, one of those huge hotel buffet places that are everywhere in the UAE. And I go in, and this person goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Is there seating outside?" "Sure. My colleague will help you when you get there." I get there, no one's helping us. My wife goes in. I'm like, "You go ahead, get some food." I have the pram with my kiddo. We go over to a table. I'm waiting for this one table to clear up. I tell these guys, "Hey, can I take this?" They're like, "Yeah." And I'm waiting, and the staff, they bring in someone else. They immediately walk up to them to help them out, and then give them the table I was waiting for. And I lose my shit. Normally, I wouldn't care, especially because, just this little secret, I love breakfast buffets. Like, I could have had a wild party, but if I have a breakfast buffet on my hotel thing, I will get up for it. All right, I don't care. Like, if I find out, oh my god, it's 9 a.m., it closes at 9:30, I will leg it. I don't know what it is about breakfast buffets that get my juices flowing. so so I'm there, I'm happy, and then this shit happens. And then it's not just the thing that happened that got to me, it was the way people treat things like that. None of them really did anything. And the guy who really like got to me was the one of the managers who just went, "I'm so sorry. Let me get you coffee. What would you like, coffee or juice?" And it was so dismissive. And this coffee thing, he had a hang up on coffee. He came back to me 3 times and saying, "Can I get you some coffee? Would you like more coffee?" As if that would calm someone down. If anything, coffee won't, right? And I just got more and more annoyed, and I started being sarcastic whenever they showed up and said something because I was just so pissed off, right? And I really lost it that day, and I look back at it and I go, I went back, I wrote a complaint email. I don't do these things, man. I turned into Karen. Okay, I maybe I don't know, but I feel like I had a legit reason, and the whole way it happened, I'm not even going into every detail, but it just really annoyed me. It just got to me. Maybe it made me think maybe I'm growing old and angrier. Is this what people talk about when they're just, old people just get angry old people? Is that what I am now? God damn it. Oh my God, I'm doing it again. I'm getting angry. Maybe I need meditation or something. Yoga. What do you guys recommend? Maybe a little retail therapy. Ah, that's another thing. My wife does it really well. It works for her. I like walking around a mall. Actually, I don't mind that. I hate shopping for myself though. Maybe it's just every guy pretty much has it at some level. But I think actually no. I think kids nowadays. I have friends also who just know what to get. They go in. They're dressed up, and I like fashion. I'm not one of those guys who is like, ugh, you should just dress down and blah 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 blah. I think I admire people who dress up. I think it's nice that you're looking put together. I just hate shopping for myself because I've been, the weight thing has been a real problem. So I don't know what looks good on my body and stuff. And my wife tries to help me out. She's a fashion expert. Well, I think even she gives up at some point because I'm just like I turn into a naggy kind of just annoying person just walking around going, I don't know, this won't look good on me. This stuff doesn't suit me. This color won't. Should I even buy this stuff? And why am I doing it? And sometimes I just walk off and not buy anything. It probably frustrates her to no end to go, oh my God, I was trying to help this guy maybe make something out of his dress sense and whatnot. And instead he's gone, picked up this t-shirt and has gone home. I feel bad for her. She really tries, man. But the clothes, the retail stuff, it does. There are a few things about it that I think it just it's not just the body thing though. It's like you walk into these clothing stores and suddenly I'm tired already, right? Because there's what happened at some point. There was too much. Like just thinking about it is making me yawn. Just walking into clothes shops, you had limited things that I wanted and there was less choice. Now you walk into a mall, there are 20 stores. You don't know which store to go. What would look nice on you. I hate going into the trial room and putting on stuff and blah blah blah. And then on top of all that, like just kind of try, I don't know. It's just too much choice. And trying to narrow it down, it just confuses me. I can't even decide. Like someone says, "What do you want to eat?" I'm one of those people. I don't know. Let's take out 10 things. I'll look at a menu and go, I don't know what I want. I want less choice. That's what I want. I think we need to reduce the amount of choice people have. All right, it's just is too much, and it's these malls with lots of music and just people. Although in fairness, I go because I just try to go early in the weekday in the daytime when all of you are stuck in an office in a cubicle living your miserable lives in front of an Excel sheet. I am making key decisions about my clothing in an empty mall, and that feels great. It feels great. I have to tell you that part feels great. I get to avoid traffic inside the mall. I get to avoid huge crowds. Boom. Everything's so much better in my life. And I don't know, man. There's also within everything, there's too much, right? Like the tyranny of choice. Like you go through, there's no just jeans. There are like 10 kinds of jeans now, right? Or trousers, or it fits, or polo t-shirts and types, and then you multiply by each store, and suddenly I'm just like, I don't know what I want, man. Let's get the hell out of here. Sometimes just colors as well, right? You're just exhausted. I don't know what color to buy. It's everything. There's just too much going on. uh anyway, however, when I do get something, I'm so happy about it, right? If I get the right thing, I'm really, it's a joy. So I think I know down the road, it's like hitting the gym eventually. With the weight loss, I'll be very happy. So I keep going at it. That is the key. But I'm also really indecisive about something. I like flamboyant dressing. I like well put together people. But when I go, I become so conservative when it's my own choices. Like I went suit shopping recently, and the guy was like, "Listen, I can make you." I wanted a navy suit for special corporate occasions and stuff. Every so often, you have an event, you've got to meet certain people, and you want to put on a suit that's, most of my other suits are like staged, a little bit more fun and loud kind of thing. And so I thought, let me do this. The guy convinces me to buy, what's the front stuff called? The collar, I guess, of the suit. And he convinces me to go for this broader style that's like the Italian style, Italian cut. And my wife says, yeah, it looks great. You should do it. And I looked at the classic one, and I really, just part of me wanted to go, no, just make it like that, make it safe. And he said, no, when you put on the suit, people will be like, hey, where'd you get that? You'll stand out, you'll look good. And that is normally, I like that. But honestly, again, when it comes back to myself, I'm just like, this will make me look really bad. It'll look bad on me. Will I be able to? And then when I wear it, I'm usually fine. But it's the decision-making time that I just can't make choices. And you gotta figure out a way to do it, right, guys? Like, there's got to be like, maybe I should just take a hat with me, bit of paper, and go, hey, couple of choices, boom, throw them in. I'm going to pick them out and we'll go with that. Or I just leave it entirely way too much to the other guy. But as I grow older, I go, I got to build my confidence with the clothing as well, right? And just go, listen, these are the things. Maybe do a bit more research, go in. I'm trying to figure this out in my head as I'm talking through this podcast, as I do in most things. And I think that's just one way. I have gone through trying to figure out what makes a good suit and the things you should know about it. And I'm a little better off than I was a few years ago. And I don't buy too many suits because my line of work, I don't wear suits all the time. It's not the biggest chunk. Like someone told me, you wear 80%, 20% of your wardrobe 80% of the time. Like anything else, the 20-80 rule. Woohoo! And so I think, but I do think it's true for me, especially with the clothing stuff. And so, yeah, suits, I don't buy too many. I just have a couple of events coming up where I needed this, hence the shopping for it. Oh my God, I'm dying. I'm dying talking about this stuff. COVID's back. Save me. I don't know. That's my challenges with suiting up, with buying clothes. I don't know. I don't have any solutions for it. Maybe I should just go more often. Maybe I should just look at things. Sometimes you get so comfortable in your own stuff too, right? Most of my days, I'm just doing kind of casual stuff. My line of work, like I said, sometimes is casual. So end up buying jeans and t-shirts to hang about. And that becomes a staple. And then you live in a hot country like this. Men have it's really unfair. Women have so much, they can layer themselves up and look good and accessories. Men don't have that. We've got a couple of jackets. So everything that adds a certain layer to you is stuff you can't wear in hot weather. Not too much, not comfortably. And I live in Dubai, so it's kind of hot. Unless I make my life all about walking from my house to the car, to the mall, to the car, to the home. I don't see how. But then in the summer, I guess I don't walk on the streets, but you do sometimes. What am I trying to get? What's my point, man? What am I trying to do? It's just the layering is hard. It's trying to find additional stuff. I like dressing up. I like looking cool. I also get these people telling me, you past 40, you got to start dressing up for that 40 kind of thing. And I'm not that guy. I'm not the suave, charismatic um, older looking dude. I like looking young, so I gotta find that balance with clothing and take this overthinking out of it. Um, yeah, I don't know if you guys, does everyone else suffer like this? Is it just me? I don't know. You know what else is bugging me? The Chicago Bulls. All right, I talk about basketball a lot. Chicago Bulls is it's this team is just so bizarre this year. Them and the Warriors, right? Like the Bulls, they lose 4 out of their last 5 games. I look at the score today. They beat the Warriors, right? They just and quite well without DeRozan. So they've just been through so many weird things. Like a couple of nights ago, they lost to the Wizards, man, and then they beat all the big teams. It's like the most Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll, and Mr. Hyde kind of situation going on. And the Warriors as well with the road trip like record this year. It's crazy. Both these teams are kind of like teams I love. I like the players, the roster in them, and then they're just playing so it's so weird. I don't know what to do about these guys. Yeah, not that I can do anything about it except watch and see the results. But I don't I'm still loving the Celtics though, guys. If you're watching the season, I'm kind of putting my money on the Celtics for this season right now. It feels like the Celtics will take this season, man. They're just such a good team. I know there are other teams that are hot right now, like the Nets. The Bucks are always going to be up there for me. Love Giannis. In the West, I'm not sure who. Yeah, there are a couple of teams in the West, but I think the championship material. That's what I'm seeing in the Celtics, man. I think that's the way it's headed. But that's basketball, and I'm enjoying the season. I think it's been a great season so far. It's just been interesting. Lots of teams up and down. Not, I don't think anyone's like really over dominating this one either. So it's nice when a season runs like that. You know, you don't want to what do you call it? You don't want like one lopsided stuff too often. It's nice when it does, like the Bulls 72 season. That was kind of awesome. It's nice to see a team. That was just one of the greatest teams in the world anyway, right? That was just, yeah, it was just crazy what they did. Oh boy. Oh boy. Man, I've talked about my clothing situation. I've admitted to being an ass on my holiday. Holiday Salman should have been relaxed instead of just. I feel so bad about that now. Actually, I don't. I wish I didn't have to get angry. I've noticed I've become a bit snappier about things. I've told you guys about the teams I'm like, supporting in the NBA. I'm missing out. One of the things I'm getting annoyed with myself about is the social media video stuff. That stuff, man. I don't know how other content creators just constantly they're at it. They've got videos coming, and I know, honest to God, I've had tips and talks with so many of them. I know what they do. I don't know why I can't ever get disciplined about that one thing. It pains me. It annoys me. And I got to get to it because it's one of my things for this year. I had a good chat with a fellow comic as well. We're working on the show, and that's always kind of interesting, because you're excited at the beginning of the year, and you go, I want to do all this new material. There's so much that's happened in my life, in the world, and I want to joke about it. And I'm going to put together the greatest stand-up special. And then the two of us, we're going to do a great show together as well. And then it's December, and you're like, I have 10 new minutes. I don't want that to happen. That's my biggest fear for the year. I feel like there's certain things that are really in place right now. I'm super happy about it. Family, finances, blah blah. It just that and all those things make me go, it's like you're ready to go out full speed running. And I'm just worried about mucking it up, man. That's where I am, like living in fear. We shouldn't live in fear, right? It's not fear. It's not exactly fear. It's more. It's just I don't know what it is. It's kind of like just this bad feeling that it's a fear of disappointing myself. So I guess in a way it's a little bit of a fear. Hey, by the way, if you're in the States and you're a listener, do drop me a note for that too, because I want to know which cities my listeners are at. I want to hit you guys up because later in the year I'm planning a U.S. trip, do some shows there, and I'm really excited about it. But I want to hit some of the cities where my listeners are at. I want to do that, so I want to add that in because I've already been in talks for a few places around here, Saudi, Pakistan, and possibly Oman as well. And of course, the UAE will kick off here. I definitely want to throw in the US, and that's got me really excited, man. The show that we put together, I can't wait to get on the road this year. It's going to be awesome. Famous last words? I don't know. Tune in December to find out, or keep listening to the podcast through the year as I put all of this together and share my stories with this. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. Things are really happening in a good place overall. So I don't know why I get angry sometimes. I think, it's not just anger. I think part of it is like I just have less time for bullshit, and I feel like normally I'm a nice person, but sometimes it's okay not to be nice. Yeah. I think that part has got to me, and I'm like, it's okay. And it's not that I'm not nice. I just think I don't have to be sweet all the time. I think there's a difference. And that is, yeah, that's it. You know what I'm talking about. I have no idea what I'm talking about. All right. What else going on in my life, man? I'm enjoying sports. The World Cup's over. Holy crap. My parents are my dad's retiring. That's great. Like, I'm just feeling good, man. I've been finally losing some weight. Yeah. Don't curse me. Don't put an evil eye on this situation. It's going really well, people. So yeah, a lot of people have stepped forward and helped me with that too. Um, I I also, yeah, sometimes, man, I just forget. I do want to do a real quick thank you. Yeah, I get a lot of people who help me out all the time, and I don't know what to say or do to them. Anyway, listen, guys. I've been talking and babbling and rambling throughout this episode, I think, because a lot of things were in my head. But I think one of the things I'm going to add now is a better wardrobe. I've already done the cleanup. Man, the amount of stuff, I keep going on about this every episode. The amount of stuff I've thrown out is incredible. It's incredible. So this is something you got to do every year. Yeah. And now I've got space for new stuff to come in. Amazon, here I come. All right, people, this has been great. You guys are always fantastic. Thank you for listening. Just a quick reminder, please do follow the Expat Brat podcast on Instagram as well. I'll be posting more stuff there going forward. And also, if you're listening to this, especially on Apple Podcasts, please leave a rating and review. It really helps to get me some important feedback about how the show is doing. I don't mind if you guys rate it low. I really don't. I'd rather get some feedback than radio silence on it. I think sometimes people are too nice. They're like, I don't want to vote 5 for this, so I won't vote. But I'd be happy to. I'd be happy to take any vote because it might even motivate me, right? So I might go, screw this. I'm going to try doing this better. And also, check out at SalmanZQ on Instagram as well, because that's where I'm posting all the upcoming shows, and there are going to be plenty of those in the coming months. So don't miss out on that stuff. Yeah. You guys are always fantastic. I got to run. Take care. Goodbye. Or as a dog would say, woof.